Hello, people. It is me, Brian, and I'm back in here for the No News, Just Facts podcast on this Labor Day. I'm just going to get right into it. I'm going to introduce a very special guest. She's been with me all my life. She is my mother. Say hi.
Hi everybody. Hi, my name is Linda. Happy Labor Weekend, or Labor Day, I guess. It's weekday already.
I want to give a shout out to all the people out there who had to work on Labor Day, like myself.
I did too.
It's unfortunate, but hey, Uncle Sam has to make his money, and so do we. So you know what, I wanted to get into some. You know what? Let me just go ahead and ask you first off. If y'all don't know, I'm Nigerian. I talk like this, but I'm Nigerian. I've been here just about all my life, but I'm Nigerian.
Nigerian?
How am I Nigerian?
Yes.
Because I come from you. You're Nigerian.
Exactly. But
and my
you
dad
were not born there.
Of course, but that doesn't matter. I'm still Nigerian.
Okay, I'm glad you're claiming Nigeria.
I mean, my name says it all.
Okay then.
Okay. Let's start with, how did you get here to America? What made you want to come here?
Okay. First of all, I was born and raised in a community. And this community is a place like United Nations. United Nations is where you have different people from different backgrounds.
Right.
So my father actually worked there. It's a research institute. It's an oil palm research institute. And growing up there, I had the opportunity to meet with a lot of foreign people because it was everybody there. Like I say, it was United Nations because United Nations headquarters in my state was actually located there.
In Nigeria?
In that part of the state where we are, which is now Edo State. Then it was called Bende State.
Okay.
All right. So, I had the opportunity to meet with people from United States, London, everywhere, all part of the world. So then my mother had this house in the city where she had built this 4 flats where this man relocated from New York. He's a Nigerian, but he came to United States to study, and he had relocated home. And then told my mother that you had all these many children. First of all, my mother had 10 of us.
Jeez.
And 8 boys and 2 girls, all right? I'm the baby girl.
Yeah.
So he said, some of your children can actually travel as far as to the United States to go study, so they can have different feelings, different background, and experience life in a different way. So that's how we get to know more about United States. We never knew before that man came. We know there's a place called America, of course. There was nothing like social media then.
Right.
So we just watch movies on television. Right, exactly. And then we read books. I remember one of my neighbors used to always talk about Michael Jackson and blah, blah, blah. He was a fan, but everything we did then was read. There was nothing like watching YouTube and all these. But anyway, to narrow it down, that's how I get to know about United States. So when I grew up, graduate high school, at that time, 4 of my brothers were already here in Texas. So one brother came home and said, you can do better in the United States. I said, oh, really? He said, yes. So I first came here in 1982. Actually, I didn't like it. I did not like it. I went back, actually. I didn't like it. I didn't like a situation where you have to walk and then people back home say, oh, you're going to America, you're going to be walking at a chicken place, frying chicken. So, coming from a middle class background, I didn't do, have to go through too much. So then I realized, yes, I will have to do some kind of odd jobs to survive while going to school. I said, no, I'm not going to be here. Let me go back home. Back home, you have house help, maids, people, you get up from your bed, they make bed for you, food is ready, somebody's fixing it and stuff like that. So I went back home. Then after staying home for over about 2 years, I'm like, no, let me go back to where I can make it on my own, not depending on my parents. Right. So that is when I came back as an adult, a proper adult. This time I was much more mature. Now I understand very well what it is to be independent. So I came back to the United States, and ever since then I've been here. I like it, yes. I don't like it, no. Well, this is where I am. This is where you live. This is home. This is where I now know better. Now I now see back home like third world country, no. But the whole world is the same. Of course, you've been home with me. We have what's it called, Domino Pizza, KFC, everything. So there's civilization, everything is the same. Of course. It's just like it's more of black people because of course third world countries are blacks. Other than that, today's civilization, everything is the same. The world is the same. But one thing I want to make clear is that people should understand, like, coming from Africa doesn't mean that we are suffering. Of course, you've been there. It's just a country of its own. Coming here, people think, what are you doing here? Why did you come here? We have Americans also in our country. It's migration. You know, you migrate, you go get life somewhere else, and, you know, people just go around the world. And that's what makes the world what it is today and more interesting. But it wasn't that things were rough. That's why I came here. No, there's no such thing. It was the fact that I wanted to migrate somewhere else, and I did, and this is where I am. But back home, yes, I still have my comfort back home. It's nothing wrong. But other than that, the world is the same. Home is home, regardless of which way you look at it. Home is home. But here I am. I'm here. I'm okay. I'm happy. Today I'm a U.S. citizen. And, you know, so nationalized citizen, you know, but it's all good. I like it. My parents are gone now. I'm a parent of my own. And so I'm happy. Life is good. I don't know. I think that's all. You have more questions for me?
Yeah, I got more. I got a lot more.
Sorry, was I just talking?
Yeah, you was rambling a little bit, but I ain't want to stop.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, next.
Okay. I have to ask, like, what do Nigerians find so compelling about America? Like, not even just America, like where the places where there are like a majority of Nigerians, like here in Texas, like here in Houston. What's so good about Houston?
Why did you choose Houston?
Why they choose here? Like, what is so good about it?
Because of the weather.
Okay.
And space. Because back home, of course, you've been there. We have space, and the weather is like that of Houston. We don't have winter. We only have summer, rainy season. We don't have winter. So mostly because of the weather. That's the
actual answer.
Yeah, because you must remember we are British colony, and we have a lot of Nigerians also in Britain. But again, weather-wise, we are not used to cold weather because we don't have cold weather. We have rain and sun.
Right, and that's pretty much Houston,
right?
or Texas. That's
exactly
rain and sun, pretty much. Okay, what? Could you tell me what America was like before I was born? Was it different? Was it different than now? Was it that much different from now?
Well, I don't think so, because the McDonald's on the certain street is still on the same place. The freeways are still the same. Maybe they built extend the Beltway 8, which was not there. And maybe people change because of the social media, where there is much more easier way to communicate. And a telephone system. We used to have land phone with Southwestern Bell and stuff like that. And then I remember when cell phones first came out. And
it had the little antenna at the top.
Exactly. So, but as we go by the day, things have changed. Yeah. And things like back in the days, the light company, if you owe, I forgot the name. You can no longer have a light because it's only one company. If you owe the telephone company, Southwestern Bell, that's it. You can't have phone, and you need a means of communication. Other than that, I don't see too much changes. Everything is pretty much the same. Yes, it's the same. It's the same. Nothing much. Right. It's just like social media kind of have exposed the kids into understanding that there's no difference between us as human beings. Back then, you could differentiate a white person, a black, and blah, blah, blah. The racism was a little bit...
It wasn't all the way there.
Yeah. But now, the modern day civilization now is based on people interacting through the media. So it has eased up a lot of things. So people are beginning to mix up. People are beginning to understand that we are all one. That's it. That's what I think is a little different. The media.
Okay, this is a very important question. Why? I shouldn't say why, but what is it about like Nigerians and education? Like, could you tell me like what makes some Nigerian parents who have kids, right, want to tell their kids, oh, hey, listen, when you get 20, 21, 22 years old, you're going to be a lawyer. When you get 20, 21, 22, 23, you're going to be a doctor. Yes. You're going to be in computers. You're going to be in the medical field.
How did you come up with these, though?
I thought about this when I was upstairs, honestly.
It's a fact.
I was thinking about it.
Because we're growing up back home in Nigeria.
Yeah.
We, as Nigerians, we are raised differently. We have this culture where the culture controls most of the things that we do. Culture demands that you must obey your father and your mother. Okay. You must listen to them. Of course, it's in the Bible. And what your parents tell you is what you do because they are your mentor. They are your parents.
Right.
So growing up, our parents tell us, read this book harder because education is the key word. That's what our British colony, the British make us to understand that without education, you're not going anywhere in life. Unlike United States, people can work in McDonald's and become manager. People can work in Burger King and become manager and say, that's it, it's done. People can work in KFC and blah, blah, blah. They don't have to have education. But back home, where we come from, you have to have education. So in that being said, your parents now feel like, I want my son to be a lawyer because if he's a lawyer, he will be able to take care of himself. Because, practicing lawyers make this. I want my daughter to be a medical doctor, an OBGYN, because I know if she take that field, she will be able to take care of herself, her family, and all that. That was the belief. It's still a belief because education is number one priority.
Right.
Back where we come from, because that's how the British taught us. That is why we actually tell our children, we want you to be like this. It's just encouraging the child. It is one thing that is not too common here because children are independent here at a certain age. Back where I come from, you are not independent till you leave the house and go get married. Your parents are still under your parents. They still tell you what to do. They still want to make sure they teach you the right way to go in life. That is why they tell you, we want you to become a lawyer, a doctor, and all this. It's for your good. Yeah, it's for your own good. Because they want the child to focus on education. Sometimes the children don't have to do that. Sometimes they get to a point and say, I can't do it. It's okay. What do you want to do? then they work with you, but they make sure.
I don't even.
No, they do. They work with you. They don't force you.
No, Mommy.
They don't force you. Did anybody force you?
No, me? Okay. No, that's different.
Why are you different?
That's different.
Why are you different? Then?
I'm saying no because, Mommy, there have been instances where I've been at an auntie's house with their children, and they've literally said, "Oh, you're gonna be a doctor. Oh, you're gonna be a lawyer."
They didn't shove it in the throat.
No. I feel like it is a shove it in the throat.
No,
thing.
That's the American sense in this whole situation.
I feel like it is a shove it in the throat thing because that child is gonna go on to go to college, and they're gonna do something that they never actually wanted to do, but they heard it so much so.
Did you see? You just used the word a child.
Yeah, because
when it's not grown enough to have their own mind.
No. I said a child because they were instilled with that when they were a child. So all the way from a child to a teenager to a full grown adult, that's all they heard. So what are they going to college for?
That's respect for the parents.
I got that. Yeah. I understand that, but it's like after you get out of college and then you're equipped with that, you're equipped with this, you're equipped with that, and you have that job, and you're not happy.
You will be happy.
No. See,
why will you not be happy?
If you're not, they could never consider some of those children turned to adults could never tell their parents that, hey, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be a doctor. I don't want to be a lawyer, because they were too scared and they feared their mother or their father too much.
Well, too bad. That's cultural background. We respect our parents.
I understand all of that.
And these children had never failed. They never failed.
I got that.
You can grow to a point and say, well, I went to law school because I wanted to please my parents. Now, I have pleased them. I'm a law graduate now, so sorry, I'm going to go do engineering now. So you can do that now. You're a man of your own. But we just respect our parents' wish because we know they mean us good. That's what makes a difference.
Right.
With us, an American kids who believe that I am grown now. We don't have that in our dictionary. You are never grown in front of your parents till you get married.
I understand.
So that answers that, though.
Okay.
Right?
I was just giving a scenario.
Okay.
Okay. My dad. How did you meet my dad?
In Dallas, Texas, through a friend, in a friend's house. I met him when he came to Dallas from Houston to visit, and he liked me. He talked to me, and when he left, we just started talking till I came to visit with him in Houston. So I met him in Dallas then, way back. And
okay, so like your impressions of him, did you like him the first time you met him?
Yeah. May he so rest in peace. He was always a good person. Sometimes things did not work out, don't make that person a bad person.
Right, I understand.
Yeah, so it didn't work out doesn't mean it's bad. Maybe the character-wise did not work out, but he's a nice. He was, for he late now. He was a very nice man. Always, he's nice, but it just didn't work out. Yeah.
Okay. Another one. My grandfather. I never got to meet him.
Which side of the grandfather? My father?
Your father.
Oh, no. My father died way back in 1979. So,
what was he like? What type of person?
My father was a politician. The same thing to your dad's dad was also a politician. My father was a politician. What we call a local government chairperson is the same thing you call a mayor here.
Okay.
So he was a local government chair. So, and then he had worked for the federal government in the institute where I grew up, like I told you. And also then later went into politics. And he had a chronic diabetic, and he died at age 70 with a high blood sugar.
Okay. Okay, so the public may not know, but could you explain to me what problems there are in Nigeria?
What kind of problem?
Like problems that you wouldn't like the media wouldn't tell you.
Problems.
Like I mean, like
we have cultural issue, just like United States have racial issue, black and white. We have cultural issue, culture.
Like break that down.
We have tribal issues.
Okay.
So like certain tribes will say, I don't want my child to marry from this. Igbo to marry Yoruba.
Ooh, that brings up another question.
Yes.
Just go ahead and continue with what you're saying.
The Igbos don't like the Yorubas. The Yorubas don't like the Igbos because we had a civil war that ended in 1967. There was a war that
all the way in 1967 and they're still dwelling on it?
Yes, the people, the children still carry that animosity. Wow. And then the war started by an Igbo man named Ojukwu. He wanted a division. He wanted Igbo to have their own country named Biafra. And they lost. And the man who really made them suffer during the war was a Yoruba man named Awolowo. So then he devalued everything they ever owned, and they really suffered. That is why you see the Igbos spread all over the place today, because the Igbos now started migrating, going places, trying to survive, because there was this thing on them, like the Igbos started war. So that is why you see so many of them everywhere. But it was from then, So that little animosity is still there.
All of this is from 1967 over a war.
It ended in 1967.
What the world?
I think it was 3 years war. And they ceased fire in 1967. And then we've always been ruled by the Northerners, the Muslims. It is the problem in Nigeria. Nigeria have Christians and Muslims. Yeah. So the Muslim has always ruled us. And they even have a state in the northern part. The Muslims are in the north. They have a license plate, a slogan that says, "Born to rule."
Wow. Because
they've always had the upper hand. So that has been our own problem in Nigeria. Nigeria is an oil-rich country, but the people are fraudulent. It is a big problem. They are greedy. A Nigerian youngster wants to ride a Lamborghini and has a dream that he's going to ride it. So they're coming from that background of
Lamborghini.
Like Nigeria has always have this oil.
Yeah.
Nigeria always have money. So now the more the population, the more the money narrow out to the hands of the few. So many of them you hear, Nigerian did this, Nigeria arrested, Nigerian did this. It's just because of the lifestyle that most of them were raised with from back home. That's the major problem. Is the fraudulent mind.
So basically like the scamming aspect of it.
Yes, because most of those people come from a background where they're used to. Big time. They've always been like this. So when they cannot get it anymore, they want to get it any way they can, which is not a good thing. But what can you do when a person is greedy?
I feel like America is kind of like that now with the whole like scamming stuff, fraudulency.
This is the home of it, but they're not going to tell you.
Of course, yeah.
They're going to tag a small country.
They're going to try to say that Africa is the scammers. Yeah, I know. Piggybacking off of that, what you were talking about with the marriage thing. So, is it still that stigma where Nigerian parents still want their children to marry inside of their race?
Yes, preferably yes, because of the simple fact that our children, we raise them the way we were raised. So we believe that another Nigerian born child, no matter where that child is born, as long as that child is raised by the parents, the child will have respect, well behaved, and don't think about broken home. It doesn't mean we don't have broken home back home, but it's not common.
It's not, divorces and stuff like that.
No, a woman respects a man. Just like white people are traditional people, but you will never know. The white woman respect the husband at home, but black is black worldwide. So that's why we sometimes people think what language would I use, that we don't like other race. It's not like we don't, but we just believe that culture-wise, background-wise, is totally different.
Right.
So sometimes you want your children to stay in a place where you know they have peace of mind.
Is that why? I'm sorry to cut you off. Is that why, like, Black Americans and Nigerians can't really get along? Like that?
Culture-wise, yeah. Because we Nigerian women are raised to respect their men, just like the white people does.
Or
a
like
white woman respect the husband.
Or like a Indian.
Yes. So
wife.
no matter what it is, the man is the head of the house. So you always want to let the man be the man. Doesn't mean you're a slave in your own house, but you just
it's just a respect factor.
You just respect and let it float. Let him be a man. A man is a man. Even the Black Americans too. A man is just a man. Just let the man be. Doesn't mean you're a slave. And also doesn't mean that you don't have your own rights to speak.
Yeah, you don't have.
But
there's
a way you put it. There's a way you respect the man and make him feel like the head of the house. It's one of the reasons why we in Black Americans don't too much get along. But some of them are raised from the country. A Black American from the country also have what they call respect.
Yeah, of course.
So it's just the city ones. Yeah.
Wow. Let me see here. I think you answered all my questions. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to go ahead?
No, nothing else. I just want to encourage anybody out there to understand that a woman is always going to be a woman. A woman should respect a man. Yeah. A woman should not tell a man, shut up. A woman should not slap a man.
Well, listen.
We don't do that.
Listen. I'm gonna just let you know. This is a new day and age.
They don't slap no man.
Women got independence over men these days, Mona.
It's not in our society. That's why
I understand
we stick with each
other. I understand that, but I mean, it's a new day. Women got their.
Do you
their
support
own
a woman slapping a man?
Okay, it's depending on the circumstance.
Will you take that?
Will I take a slap? No, I'll move out the way.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying.
I'll move out the way. And stay far away as possible.
Yeah, will you like to be around a violent woman?
No, of course not. Okay. But like I said, it's dependent on the circumstance. Like if the man is violent towards a woman,
no,
then yes.
It should not be.
Then yes,
both ways.
Slap the man.
No, don't slap nobody.
Slap the man.
Both men and women should not slap each other.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Both should not even fight.
Do you understand what I'm saying though? If a man is violent towards a woman and she doesn't do anything, and she continues not to, if she continues not to do anything, and he's just beating her every single chance
she should not be there to take all that. Why would the man beat a woman anyway? Man, she's not a slave.
I understand she's not a slave, but a woman shouldn't just continue to take a battering from a man like that.
She should not be there.
Of course she shouldn't be there, but I just feel like she should get hers if she's gonna leave.
Don't hit back. Just let God be the judge.
Okay, I understand.
Because you might want to try to hit the man, and the man, she shut her life down.
I understand.
The man beating her up to death, which we have seen. We see that every day.
Yeah.
Just get out of that kind of relationship and move on with your life.
Right. Let me see. I have like 16 minutes left. I didn't know it was gonna be this quick.
Okay.
Tell me about grandma.
Who, my mom?
Yes, your mother.
My mother was a very tough woman, of course, to have 10 children. She was very tough. In fact, she was tough to the extreme. She was a no-nonsense woman. Yes. And at some point, when my late sister one day asked her, I said, Mom, he said, do you just holler every day like this and just harass people?
Right.
She said, well, that's what makes her feel good. It makes her feel
what?
good. Yeah, she got to that point. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. She was very clean. She never went to school. She never had the opportunity to have education.
Right.
But this is a woman that was clean to the extreme. You have to take shower twice a day. Otherwise, she she'll wake you up from sleep and say, go take a shower. So she was extremely clean. She said, if there is reincarnation, but the Bible told us there's no reincarnation. She said she wants to come back to this life, and then she want to read a book to a doctorate level, because she never had the opportunity to.
Wow.
But that is why she educates all her children, because she said, you all going to have what I did not have the opportunity to have, and I know that will be a better life. But personally, I am from a very poor background, but she rised up to be a very successful woman. And then that tells you that it's not all about education. Sometimes you can build yourself up. Back then, and she was a very successful businesswoman. At a point, she was into real estate. So that is why we have a lot of houses, properties, because she was just building and renting. And at the time you knew it, she was very successful. So, but she was a very tough woman. She was an iron lady. That is the only way she was able to raise eight sons. So.
Tell them about like how grandma is like known, like throughout the neighborhood, throughout your neighborhood.
Yeah, she was well known because she lasted 99 years. Yeah, she was known to be a very tough woman. She used to loan people money like a loan shark. Back then in Africa, people can borrow money with a little interest. So as long as that money was to send a child to school, to college, she was going to give you that money. And people just know her, that she was so tough that some people used to walk past her front house to go to market. Some people have to go through the back.
Why?
Because she would say, come here, you.
Oh, no.
Yeah, why do you look so dirty today?
Go
back,
no.
go take a shower, change your clothes.
What?
Yeah, she was tough.
No.
She was tough. My dad used to just tell us to say, please, don't let her make you cry. Just ignore her.
Man.
She was that tough.
No.
She was tough.
Wow.
Everybody say I'm like her. But I am.
I mean,
tough.
I never really met grandma. I only talked to her on the phone like maybe once or twice. So I mean, I wouldn't know.
Tough to the extreme.
But that's I don't know. That's you destroy somebody's character when they're walking down in front of your house.
Tell you, come back. Why do you look so dirty? What makes you think looking dirty like this will make you? She was just particular about cleanliness and be happy and make sure you do something with your hand, be productive. She's just never liked lazy people.
I understand. I got it. Well, anything else?
No.
Well, I got nothing either. That's the end of the podcast.
The fact that I'm a Nigerian, I'm proud to say I'm from Nigeria. And Nigeria is a good country. It's a place where don't listen to what the media say. Go and visit. You've been there. You've seen it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful country.
It's a very beautiful country.
It's not a bad place.
It's very nice. Everything you see here is there. Yeah, don't be fooled by what the media says. Just go see. That's what I will advise everybody to go see.
Plug in everybody to go to Nigeria.
Yes, come on, everybody, get on the plane. Let's go.
Not even just
a blast and go see the third world country. Go to the beach, Badagry, and go to the place where the slaves were sent through. You see the place of the journey of no return and stuff like that, and so many historical things. Don't let anybody tell you anything on television. Go see if you can afford it. Go see with your eyes.
How long is that plane ride again?
Well, we took direct flight from Atlanta, right? And it was 11 hours from Atlanta, and from here to Atlanta was 2 hours. Yeah.
So that's like 13, something like that?
Yes.
13 hours?
But 11 straight.
Well, if you can withstand being on a plane for 13 hours, go and take the trip. But that is the end of this podcast.
Thank you so much.
I would like to thank my lovely and gracious host. I am humbled that she agreed to do this. Mm-hmm. That's one off my bucket list. That's one off my bucket list. Thank you, Mother. Hopefully we can have more talks like this where you school me and I give a little bit of dialogue on the side of that.
All right.
I'm going to say, y'all take it easy. Bye.